Well, hello, my lovelies. It is time to dish with D. That's me. It is Saturday, and that is weigh-in and meeting topic du jour day here on the channel. You're going to see I look different in the meeting topic portion of this video. Why? Because I filmed it last night. I'm filming the weigh-in, my usual, on Saturday, but I didn't get into my meeting today because we have to be somewhere early. So it is right at crack of dawn here, and I'm up. We're going to ordinations here in the diocese, and they took away the early weigh-in at my center, so I couldn't go even if I really truly wanted to. But I can get weighed here. My scale is 1 pound lighter than WW, so I always add a pound when I get weighed here. No biggie. I got weighed today, and I am happy to say I am the same. You might say, you're the same last week. Honestly, being the same is great, considering the weekend I had last week. I've been into this, and I've talked about it in my lives. I've been in that binge weekend again. We talk about this all the time, how you come home from weigh-in and eat your face off. Well, I'm in that mentality. It's driving me nuts because I don't want to do it, but then I come home and that's exactly what happens. And it's a cycle, and I've said this many times, it's a cycle of habit. So I am trying to break that habit today. And my girl Suzanne said, if you feel the need to eat, go live. So I won't be able to go live this morning. Well, I won't be able to eat this morning because we won't be home. But later on today, my schedule is really weird today. We're not home much today. So if I feel the need to eat, I'm going to go live on my Facebook group. So if you're not part of that Facebook group, Dish with D's crew, there's a link down below. We had, I don't like to make excuses why I am the weight I am. It doesn't really matter, really. But I am actually pleased that I'm the same because, like I said, Saturday was, I don't even remember what I ate Saturday. Sunday was Mother's Day. And actually, I didn't do bad. It was a charcuterie day. And, with cheeses and meats and little crackers, it adds up fast in the point department. It does. Calorie department's a little bit better, but point department, it adds up fast. So we did go, and I had some wine. I had some, I had a mimosa flight because it's Mother's Day. And I had cake. I had real pound cake with buttercream icing. Why? Because they bought it for me. And Mike, I sit there and say, no, I don't need it. I had 2 small pieces, actually. They were really thin. If I'd had one decent, not even huge, decent piece, it would have been fine. But I had 2 microscopic pieces, which added into 1 small piece. So that's a win. And I didn't go back. That's a win. I only had 1, well, 2 at the same time. But I cut it. I'm like, yeah, I need a little bit more. So if I just had cut a regular small size, I probably wouldn't have went back for that second one. But, I had cake. I had real pound cake with buttercream icing. It was phenomenal. And that's what, the win is that I only had it on Sunday. If you see the topic, which I already filmed, it's be kind to yourself. So I was super duper kind. I'm like, you know what? Somebody bought you a cake. You sit there and go, no, I can't have this now. I don't want it. You do want it. You have a small piece. And I did that. And I did not go back. Luckily, the cake wasn't that large. So once we all had a slice, the boys, of course, had way too big of a slice, which, hey, bigger slice for them, the less left over for here. And then they finished it on Monday. So I was fine. I didn't really desire it on Monday because I indulged in it. See, sometimes when you do indulge in something like that, you take away its power. So you aren't like, oh, I need that again. No, because you had it. You gave into the temptation in a controlled way. So that is what I've been trying to do for the last few years, is control those things. Is it easy? No. Am I kind to myself? Yes. Because I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is. So I'm not going to sit there and beat myself up when I had too big of a piece or something. Like, yeah, you know what? I had too big. It is what it is sometimes, It's life. And if I beat myself up every time, I'll be on the floor. I'll be a basket case because I mess up a lot. But I get up and I keep fighting the fight, and that's where the change comes in. If you keep getting up and keep fighting, that's when change happens. It's when you sit there and just go, okay, I'm done. I give up. I'm just going to be heavy the rest of my life. No, I get up and I want to fight. So as long as you have that spark, that fight in you, good things are going to happen. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your friends. Be kind to your animals. That's it. So let's segue right into the topic part of this. Don't forget to watch the whole video just because you got the meat, we have some good stuff coming up. So let's roll that topic and I will see you later. Well, we're back. Hopefully I just posted my weigh-in. I am filming the meeting part Friday night and the weigh-in Saturday because I have to be out of the house early tomorrow. We have my son, he's in the seminary. Well, they're having ordinations. He's not being ordained, but the other guys are. And he wants me to go and get a little glimpse of what it's like. Just preparing old mom. So I can't get to weigh in because we'll have to be there too early. So I'm going to film the meeting topic du jour part tonight. And then I will insert the clip from tomorrow and give you my weigh-in. All right. What's the meeting topic, Dee? Let's look. It's by Nicole Sparita. Nicole's been here several times. We haven't seen Kristen Fisher. I don't know. Maybe she got another job. How to be kinder to yourself. Now, this one has been done on this, for them several times. Now, let's see what Nicole has to say before I become a little judgmental, which I don't think I will, because I get this topic, I do, and I do say this a lot to my peeps, that we're just not nice to each other, to ourselves. We're nice to each other, we're not nice to ourselves, and why wouldn't you be? Why would you be nice to so-and-so and not be nice to you? You're both going through the same thing. So let's see what Nicole has to say. This wording came with flower hearts. Real talk. Let's get real, people. Everyone deals with setbacks. They're totally normal. The next time you're struggling, pause and think about how you might talk to the friend in the same situation. I like that line because that is so true. Setbacks, gains are normal. It's not abnormal to have a setback or a gain. I feel like some of us think of that as failure. Why? Everybody has setbacks. Everybody gains. So why can't we do the same? What, you don't get to your goal, then it makes you, less of whatever. See, that's where I kind of get this right now. So I do, because if I called my friend up and said, I ate something I shouldn't have, they're not going to say to me, you fatso, you always eating and making excuses. No, they'll say, you know what? It happens. Move on. New day, new set of points, move on. So why shouldn't we say that to ourselves? Why do we treat our friends better than we treat ourselves? I don't know. I treat myself pretty good, actually. I do. Because I know how much of a struggle I go through. And if once in a while I need to have a little, then I do. I feel like I can't always, get on my case for it. I feel like the more normal I treat myself, the more normal life is. I don't want to treat myself like, ooh, you can't make an error. You can't eat something you didn't plan. You can't eat that cake because you don't have any points left. Sometimes you just do. All right, try this. Ooh. Imagine your friend feels down because she ate a lot more than she planned. What would you say? What tone would you use? Well, I'm certainly not going to be like, really? You ate? You didn't plan that? Why did you eat it? You knew what you were going to have. Why would you? No, you would never say that, because you don't want to hurt her feelings. You might not agree with what she did. I don't agree with, I gave blood. I don't agree with what a lot of people do. That doesn't mean I would go to them and say, are you nuts? No, you'd be supportive, because that's what we are. Being a true friend is a person who is supportive of you no matter what. So why can't you be your own friend and support yourself no matter what? Now imagine you feel down because you ate a lot more than you planned. What would you say? What tone would you use? Honestly, you know me, I'm very lenient with myself, because I know how hard I work. I know how hard this journey is. I don't need to sit there and make myself even feel worse, because it happens. Yes, I ate something I didn't plan. And guess what? It's going to happen again. We are not perfect. Some people may be, I'm not. So yeah, sometimes I just want it. And it's okay to want it. And it's okay to have it. as long as it's just that. And I always say to myself, all right, you had your fun. Let's just regroup. Next meal back on track. And that's what I do, because I used to be really mean to myself and I used to say some nasty things, and then I would just spiral because I wasn't nice to myself. And those bad words, because there's enough, let's face it, there's enough negativity in the world. We don't have to be negative to ourselves because the world's doing it for us. So we have to be the kind one and spread the kindness. Starts with yourself. If you can't be kind to yourself, then you're not really being kind to anybody else. That's, in my opinion, you're not. If you can't show yourself a little kindness, then how could you show kindness to anybody else? You're really not. You're just probably really want to be nasty. If you're nasty to yourself, you probably really want to be nasty to your friend. I'm just saying. That's how I feel about that. Number 3. Is there a difference between two? Why would that change if you talk to yourself like you would a friend? Oh, I already did that. So yeah, I definitely talk to myself the way I talk to a friend. I know I struggle a lot. I know my friend struggles a lot. So why would I put more guilt on her? Do you understand? Or guilt on yourself? Guilt is the worst thing you could feed yourself. And when you talk nasty to yourself and make yourself feel worse, the odds are you're going to do it again tomorrow because you made yourself feel so bad. Like, oh my gosh, I'm a loser. I'm a loser. Then you'll actually believe it. When you tell yourself positive things, you can almost hear them. And I say things out loud. I'm an auditory person. I need to hear it. That's why this vlog helps me. Talking to you guys, saying it out loud helps me because I hear it back. And you should try it once in a while. Talking to yourself. It's not bad. Just don't do it in public because people will be like, you're like strange or something. But you're alone. You go at it. Let's dive a little deeper. Ooh, I love diving deeper with her. Fact. Tough love doesn't work. Self-compassion does. I think it depends on the person. For me, tough love doesn't work. I don't feel like if somebody's suffering, obviously if they ate something they didn't plan and they feel bad about it, why would you add more to that? See, it just all depends on how you handle situations. I don't like get knocked down makes me stronger kind of person. I'm not. I need to know that I am a human, fallible person. And yes, sometimes I do things that I don't plan on and I shouldn't do. We ask for forgiveness. That's why, we do that. Because we just, if you're truly sorry for doing it, and then odds are you'll make a better choice, or at least think about it more next time. I can't make myself feel, I won't allow myself to feel bad because of food. It's food. And I wanted it. I can't or won't let myself feel bad about it. And I'm not going to sit there and be all mean about it to myself. Well, no, I'm not a tough love person. There are people out there that are. I just doesn't work for me, and I'm not one to do that. Because especially for a friend, I know how hard this journey is. I know how fragile people are. I've said many times, over COVID, people gained weight. And I said to them, it was bad. It was lonely. It was isolating. And sometimes food is all you have. I can't sit there and make you feel bad about it because it's that or it's going bunkers. So yeah, maybe the food is the lesser evil than going crazy. There's so much sadness in the world that if a piece of cake makes you feel better for a few minutes, I say go for the smaller piece of cake though next time. You know what? You have to have compassion. You have to have compassion for others and yourself. Because like I said, this is hard. Tracking our food, not eating everything in sight like we used to. You think that that's easy? Because if you think it's easy, let me know how you do it, because I don't think it's easy. Being accountable, being disciplined is very difficult when it comes to food. At least for me, because I've never lived a life like this. This is all new in the last 4 or 5 years, trying to be like, this is enough. I've had enough. I feel full. I tell myself that. Do I believe it? Not all the time. There's many times I'll be eating out and I'll be like, I know I had enough. And I'm like, I'm not hungry anymore. Push it away. Do I want it? Oh, absolutely. Could I finish it? Yes, I could. But I know I'm saying it out loud to myself. I've had enough. And I tell the boys that. See, to me, it's saying it to them or another person, to Steve, makes it more real. Like I say, oh, I've had enough. Let's box this up. So I've acknowledged how I'm feeling. Do I believe it all the time? I don't. But if I say it out loud, I have to go by what I say. So that makes me a little more accountable. Like, I don't want them to go, oh, mom said she was done, but look at her, she's going back. I don't want to disappoint them. So saying it out loud makes me a little bit more accountable and mindful for myself. Myth, I have to be tough on myself to reach my goals. That is a myth. You do not have to be tough on yourself. I think if you put too much pressure on yourself, that's when things break. That's when the huge binge happens, because you've put so much emphasis, like I say all the time, we put emphasis on the scale. We put emphasis on a lot of things. And we have these, have you ever had a weekend bender? I'm not talking about a meal binge. We're talking about a whole weekend. When you're tough on yourself, those weekend binges happen. Because you know what? You get to the point where you just snap. And that's another thing. People, society has made us very self-conscious of feeling of our bodies and our weight. We don't, so we have all this going on in our head. People have made us feel bad about the way we look for years. So yeah, all these things are there because of society and people saying you're not thin enough, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough. You're big, you're 14, that's not small. You need to shop at the big girl store. It's just unfair that society has made us feel like we're less than we are, because we're not. Just because of a little junk in the trunk doesn't mean we're less than we are. We're people. We have feelings. And some of us are emotional eaters. And when you hear and see that, it just makes us feel bad. And when we feel bad, we eat. That's why I came to the tough love. If I feel bad about it, or I make myself feel bad about it, I'm going to eat. Because what's the difference at this point? But like I said, if that works for you, that works for you. It don't work for me. I like a common sense approach. I also like knowing, and I say this to all you guys, and it's how I handle my peeps. When I get asked questions, do you need it? Do you want it? Then by Jove, have it. But you know what? Track it and move on, and let's restart. You can restart 1,000,000 times. Does it make you a failure that you've hit that reset button 500 times this year? No, you've hit it and you're trying. That's all you can do. This journey, being a food journey, is so difficult. Most of us, I would venture to say, are probably food addicts in some sort of way. But we still have to eat to live. So it's very hard to live within your addiction. It's like if you're addicted to alcohol, you're not going to drink. If you're addicted to marijuana or cocaine, you're not going to use it. But we have to eat or we will die. Well, 40 days we'll die, but we will. So we have to fit it in. And it's very, very difficult to get control, especially if you've been overweight for a very long time. It's very difficult to get that under control. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 1 or 2 years. It's going to take a while. It's a whole lifelong process. You just have to keep working at it little by little. Like I always say, small goals will be achievable. You're not going to lose 50 pounds in 6 months. This is not going to happen. And do you really want to? Because if you do, then you're not losing it properly with the right techniques, because that's like... Yeah, you don't need to gain it back. We want to lose it so it's gone permanently. So we like to make small, sustainable changes for lifelong goals. All right. Imagine how you talk to a loved one who veered off track. Would you lecture them about everything they should have done on point at every wrong choice? No, you might think it, but you'd never say it. We tend to be our friends' biggest cheerleaders while being our own worst critics. But we're all human and we all make mistakes. We do. We're just like the friend. So why aren't we as nice to ourselves as we are to her? The truth is, treating yourself with kindness and acceptance is what can help you overcome those obstacles and get back on track, not tough love. Instead, responding with judgment and criticism makes you feel less likely to reach your goal. How you think about it, how you talk to yourself is key to moving forward. Because why? Because this journey, I tell you this all the time. That's one of my big secrets. We think we eat too much, but it's our mental state. You'd be surprised how many people that have a weight issue have an emotional issue and have, there's a little bit going on. There's a reason why they eat. You have to, it's always helpful if you can go to therapy and talk to somebody about it if you really are struggling, because sometimes there is a why you eat, that you need to get that little girl in there and talk to her and tell her she's okay. And, she can do this, and she's beautiful. All right. And don't worry if a complete tone shift doesn't happen overnight. It is going to take a little practice to flex your self-compassion muscles. Right now is all about noticing how you talk to yourself and others so you can make the change. So yes, so if you're very critical of yourself and not critical of others, I wonder if you are critical of others, you're just not saying it. Do you sit there and want to say something and you don't, you say the wrong thing? They didn't address that. But I talk to myself as I talk to others. You know, maybe that's why I can't get this last few pounds off. Maybe I'm too nice to myself. But I know being, you know, what do they call it? Tough love for me. You know, yeah, I made the mistake. Yeah, I did this. I'm human. And I'm going to make those mistakes again. So beating myself up is not going to change that. And why should I? I think we get beaten up enough by society, and we have to beat up ourselves. You know, that's just how I feel. I mean, we've talked about this. We've had this topic. I think I do it 2 or 3 times a year. So it is a topic that we go over a lot because if you have a positive mental outlook, good things happen. You think positively, you'll want to do positive things. If you think negatively, negative things normally happen. So that's where the tough love is. People are too fragile for it for some people. I mean, some people, that's what they thrive on, but I don't know why they would thrive on it. I was never one for that, but to each their own, I always say, right? So that is it. Do I have a recipe? Because last week they're not printing it here. Yeah, they're not putting the recipe here. You guys told me what it was last week. I'm not sure why it's not here, but it's not. This is myth busting. That's what this month is. So it's busting about being nice to yourself and not being so hard on ourselves. And we are. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed my topic du jour. This is one we do a lot. So this is one, I've heard this one several thousand times. Being on Weight Watchers for 5-6 years now, I've heard this topic over and over again. But I get it because it is such a mental thing. You know, why we eat, why we choose the things that we choose, what motivates us. And a lot of times you gotta have some self-compassion. So that is it. Have a great rest of your day. Let me know in the comment section how you did this week. I don't know how I did yet, so I can't even say how I did, but we will know that in the beginning of the video. And if you enjoy these, let me know with a big old thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe button, join our community. We are on Facebook, Dish with D's Crew. We have a fabulous time there, so please feel free to join us there. I do have a meal prep coming up tomorrow, a little bit different style I'm doing tomorrow. Let me know what you think. I don't think I can do this one. This is a specific video. I don't want to give it away yet because I give away way too much to you guys. I do. If you haven't seen my Trader Joe's haul, I will link that after the video. You'll see the card come up. You know, go check out my Trader Joe's, my butcher box, and have at it. Thank you so much for watching. I will dish with you another day, my lovelies. Ta-ta.